Hello, comrades! Welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Open Potato. Right, so, a couple of things to address straight off the bat. I was gone for about 7 days right there. So, to everyone who's wondering, goodness gracious me, has Potato cancelled the series? No. On the contrary, we're back. And things are better than ever. We'll talk a little bit about that as we go. Anyway, I thought that we would start this episode just at Aluminov in the first instance here. There's a couple of things that we need to get done this episode. One of the things that we need to get done is indeed fixing a couple of outstanding problems in Aluminov. The temperature, for example, is just a little bit too low in the kindergarten here, and I suspect that if it's too low in the kindergarten, then yep, it's going to be too low in a number of other very important buildings around the town of Aluminov. Now, if you can recall, we've actually already zoned the heating plant, and in fact, we've zoned the entire aluminium production line. However, it's going to take a little while for that all to get built, and yeah, we're gonna need to work on improving our construction infrastructure as we go. But for now, I think that we can be pretty okay with how things have turned out. I mean, this is gonna be a big city, no doubt about it whatsoever. It's gonna be a big city. As you can see, we are continuing to lose money. Slowly, for sure, but we are continuing to lose money. What I think that we should probably do, actually, is just get this built. Just get this pipe built. Get the, no, you know what? We don't care about the fire station. We never care about the fire station until the game forces us to care about the fire station. So anyway, let's get the heating plant done, and then that'll allow us to move on with a great degree of confidence and with a great deal less money. There we go. Nice. Good stuff. Pretty happy with that. The pipe is looking very good. And then as long as we get the heating plant up and running, we're going to be good too. Right. Is the construction office within range? It should be now within range of everything here. Same with this. Yes, excellent indeed. I've already set this up as an area for gravel delivery, so it's just a matter of waiting until we do indeed get the gravel. I've set the open storage here. I've set this up as an area for steel, prefab panels, bricks, and boards to be delivered. So quite simply, it's just a matter of assigning. This is the aggregate loading here. So it's just a matter of assigning pretty much everything up to make sure that the construction office is able to get the resources from the right place. I think that I am probably gonna still set the concrete plant and the asphalt plant as the location to pick up concrete and asphalt respectively, but that's just because I don't want to build another one of those plants. And to be honest, I don't think that we need to do that. I think that is absolutely fine. Coal has also been set up as a point as well that we can drop coal off right over here, which is grand. So all that we really need to do is sort out a singular bus route to come and supply people, workers, to the heating plant. I think that that's about all that we need. And I tell you what, we've got plenty of budding workers that are ready to immediately start work in the heating plant. All that we need to do is find them a bus. And in order to do that, we're going to have to throw down a vehicle depot. Cool. All right. Great. So what else do we need to accomplish over the course of this episode? Well, it's a good question. First of all, I don't really necessarily want to build any of the aluminium infrastructure. I mean, we might have to complete a building here and there, but I really don't think that we should need to do that. Also, I just need to make sure that this area is all connected. I don't think that there's actually a through road that goes through the conveyors, this massive conveyors in the center here. But yeah, so we need to get this properly started. I'm very keen that we do actually properly start work on Aluminov, or on Bolshoi Alamon, as it is now known. Let's buy a couple of buses, shall we? Let's, we don't need to buy a big bus. Just a small bus. Anyway. Yes, where have I been? It's a great question. It's a great question, one that deserves an answer. 6 buses, 6 microbuses. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, actually. Yeah, so what I did was I had a couple of real-world things that I really needed to get done during the first month of January. But also, as it turns out, that, you know, this whole YouTube business is pretty... What's the technical term? Non-lucrative in January anyway, because of the fact that all companies have spent all of their advertising budgets over the Christmas period, you know, making sure that everyone is buying all of their products and whatnot. So basically, there's very little money in advertising on YouTube anyway, which means that the amount of money per video is just, I mean, absolutely pitiful in my case. Very small YouTuber. I mean, without Patreon, it literally would not be possible. To justify making a video. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna after the year that we've just had, take a little bit of time off, chill a little bit, make sure that I'm not burning myself out before the year has even begun. And I gotta be honest, I'm super glad that I ended up doing it, because I really do feel very refreshed. I just feel good about everything now. Maybe that's a little bit of an irrational attitude to have, but I'm feeling very positive, just in general, about YouTube, you know, specifically. So, you know, I guess I can use this as an opportunity to plug the Twitch channel. Lots of stuff is going to be going on over Twitch. I'm just about to announce a brand new streaming schedule as well over there, which is very exciting. That's hopefully going to dictate when I stream throughout the course of the year 2021. If you'd like to come along to the Twitch channel, it's more of the sort of games that I play just with me live instead of through this weird medium of recorded video on YouTube. So there we go. Anyway, yes, it's all good. It's all good. The series isn't canceled. We're here. We're back. We're better than ever. Also, I kind of feel like over the past couple of episodes, I have been holding off what is effectively an inevitability. The inevitability is knowing that I will eventually have to build a steel production facility. I have not talked about money other than in the real world sense yet in this episode. However, if we have a little bit of a look, let's bump it into 2 times speed actually. If we have a little bit of a look at our finances, you can see we spent a fairly large chunk of change. Didn't spend too much last month. Have spent rather a large amount this year. We are continuing to import a pretty significant number of resources. However, I still think that is being outstripped by the fact that we have made a decent chunk of change from tourists. I want to get the tourist hotels up and running as well. Also, I want to get this second terminal up and running. That is a big yes. Very keen to try and make that happen. Right. Let's see if we can set up a shuttle bus service. I have no idea, by the way, if this is gonna work. It may work, it may not. So, what I'm looking to do, yeah, we'll buy, wait, hold on. Did I already get a shuttle bus service? I may have already got a shuttle bus service. I did get a shuttle bus service, right. So, what has that told us? What has that told us, if not that I have a very bad memory? It's telling us that this is not working. This is not working. So, you know what? This is an opportunity. This is a real opportunity for us to sort of segment the tourists that we have coming in, and for us to maybe start using the second terminal. There is a strong possibility that will just sort of fix all of our problems. In fact, that might even be the answer that we are looking for. The other thing that we could perhaps consider is how we're going to get workers over here. I mean, I know that we've got the bus platform. That's definitely a consideration. It is possible for people to walk to the bus stop. So people can walk to the bus stop and then get delivered to the bus platform, but that's just not happening at the moment for whatever reason. It's probably to do with the fact that we just don't have enough workers coming in to fulfill all the jobs around here, and therefore none of the overspill are going to the bus platform because there is no spare. Yeah, so that's a problem. That's a problem. So we need more workers in the first instance. We absolutely categorically need more workers, and we also need to find some more spaces for some more tourists, because pretty sure that we are just about at capacity in terms of tourists here. Yeah, we're pretty much at capacity. There's a couple of spaces in this hotel, but there's not often that many spaces in hotels. And this taxiway is engaged. That's fine. Yeah, we also need to absolutely change this airport setup around a little bit, because it's very, very not good. Okay, here's the solution. We have a solution. The solution is to get more workers into Disneylandovsk. It's quite simply that easy. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna set up the rail construction office is going to be tasked with, hopefully, trying to jewel a whole bunch of additional track. Will this actually work? Will it matter? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Let me see if we can try and at least start the construction of a second bridge. Now, I would not expect this to be a super quick build. In fact, on the contrary, I think that it is going to prove to be frustratingly slow, but I think that we should at least start work right now so as not to despair even more. That makes total sense, right? That makes total sense. That makes absolute total sense, indeed. Yeah, this is like a nightmare, and I don't understand why this is as awful as it is. Is that like roughly even? It's not even close to being even. Sure, that's kind of even. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna end up with a... Oh, it's a horrifically unaligned bridge that is almost certainly gonna cause some sort of conflict with boats. But it does actually work. 209,000 rubles to build. Yeah, you bet your bottom dollar that we're not actually going to pay that. Let's connect that up over there. Let's build that. So we've got an access track that is specifically to build the railroad bridge. The railroad bridge? Yeah, the railroad bridge. Sure. Anyway, this should be able to start work here. It's been assigned, which is grand. And that's gonna be the jeweling of the track, which is gonna be oh so important. We've got 67 workers? What? Why on earth are we transporting workers back to town? No, don't load workers. Unload workers only. You can load tourists, sure, I don't care about tourists. Yeah, we do not want to leave any workers. Don't load. Unload, yes. Unload, yes. Okay. Everyone is officially mandated by the authorities to get out. To get out and actually go to work in Disneylandovsk. That's right. And again, we're hoping that some of the people that get off at the train platform will be able to walk to the bus platform and will then be able to, hopefully, be shuttled to the other bus platform, and that's going to open up the hotels for tourists. That's the plan. Will it work? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. This is the distribution office that does distribution to hotels, which we can get hooked up right now, and indeed we should hook up right now. Very, very important that we do that. Although notably, there are very few trucks available, and we should probably buy a couple more. Let's keep it in double time speed, because if I don't speed forward to the month of May, I might just despair that I've lost 1.4 million rubles over the course of this month, and I really don't have time to despair about the fact that I have lost that amount of money over the course of any given month. Anyway, I did indeed see that there was a little notification about a fire over here. Yeah, we have a good fire service. We have a good fire service that I'm immediately gonna curtail and reduce the number of brave comrades working at the fire station, because we just don't need it. It's just that simple. We just don't need it. Either way, my train schedule, which I've just changed, will be proven a success if and only if we see a couple of workers working in these hotels around here, which I am really hoping is going to happen, and I'm really hoping that it's going to happen over the course of this episode, because otherwise, well, that's just a problem, isn't it? It's just a big old problem. However, that being said, I'm pretty confident that eventually we're going to fix this up. And we've already got the rail locomotive doing a bit of track laying, which is very good, and that looks to be on course for success, which is excellent. Very happy with that. We could actually move people around via the air. We could have like a little airport, a little shuttle service. Now that's not a bad idea. It's a terrible idea. That's what it is. It's not a bad idea. It is a uniquely bad idea, Potato. You should never ever suggest such a thing again. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what the internal rules are about tourists despawning. I suspect tourists can't actually despawn unless they die. But workers definitely can. And if we decide to fly workers via the air, then I suspect we're going to be occupying a pretty sizable chunk of their pretty short existences. So we should probably avoid doing that. Yeah, we should almost certainly probably avoid doing that. Yeah. Okay. Nothing yet. None of the people are moving across to the bus platform, but again, I suspect that is just because we just don't have enough workers. I really, truly believe that we probably just do not have enough workers. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, more workers in Disneylandovsk, regardless of if these hotels are actually open, means that we will be seeing an increased amount of tourism-driven revenue, which is exactly what we want to see happening. Okay. So that's really good. How else can we make money? Because I am supremely conscious of the fact that how many loans do we have? We have, oh my goodness. 7 loans. 7 loans. You know what really worries me? It's the dollars. It's the dollars that really worry me. I don't know why. I just, as a good, faithful comrade who hates the West, I don't like being in dollar debt. That is a concern. That is a big old concern for me. Also, our tourism scores leave a little to be desired. But anyway, I think that we have the opportunity. And we probably should take the opportunity actually to perhaps sell a little bit of fuel to the West. I don't know what these trucks are currently occupied with. I don't know where they happen to be taking fuel, but they are draining my fuel reserves significantly. Anyway, speaking of fuel, do we have any unprocessed fuel in... Oh, we have a load of processed fuel, that's for sure. Do we have much unprocessed fuel? Okay, yeah, we have a lot of unprocessed fuel in Krudenovsky as well. I think that it's time that we take Krudenovsky to the next level. And I tell you what, let's do this before April turns into May, so that I can pretend. That's right, pretend. Even adults can play make-believe sometimes. Pretend that I haven't actually spent a huge amount of money in May, even though we're just bringing that expenditure forward. Anyway, the point of doing this is that it will hopefully theoretically allow us to process just that little bit more crude oil into bitumen and also into fuel. We should also probably work on getting a couple more A couple more fuel delivery trucks to deliver fuel to the border, because if we're gonna be making more fuel, then we should probably look to sell more of that fuel as well, which is pretty darn important. Right. Where is it? Where is it? Yes, here it is. Here it is. This Maz has got a huge amount. Krudinovsky oil fuel storage. Yep. Over to here and delivered. How many vehicles do we have on the line at the moment? We have got 5 vehicles on the line. That's actually more than I thought we had on the line. But, I mean, that probably doesn't surprise you, given that I forgot that we had a shuttle bus service running, you know, between 2 areas of Disneylandovsky. Disneylandovsk. Yeah, and can't even remember the name of the gosh darn city. Although, to be fair, remembering the names of all of these places is very, very challenging, because they're so ridiculous, and they just keep getting more and more ridiculous, and I have no idea how to make them less ridiculous. Frankly, if I was ever to consider such a proposal, I would expect a significant outcry in the comments of any given YouTube video, given that the sheer absurdity of the place names seem to go down an absolute treat. So what can I say? I like the fact that everyone seems to like the ridiculousness of the place names. Anyway, a couple more trucks on the fuel delivery route. That should help with the capacity problems. I say the capacity problems. There's no capacity problems yet between transportation of processed fuel between Krudinovsky and the border. But, you know, there will be capacity problems if we're processing more oil and if we're able to successfully process more oil. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is good. This is good. Looks like we made a little bit of a dent in the maxed out oil storage area, which is fine. A couple more workers probably would not go amiss over here. 34 workers can't go to work because there's no kindergarten, and also people can't visit a hospital. Question mark? There's definitely a hospital available. Whether or not there's a kindergarten available is a very, very good point indeed. And in fact, you know what? We should probably just get a big old kindergarten over here anyway. Yeah. So I'll do that. I'll do that for the sake of... the workers. I will allow the construction of another kindergarten. Okay, there we go. 47,000 rubles. I know this is May. We're already into May. We're already spending thousands and thousands of rubles constructing a kindergarten. I get it. I understand. But that's going to free up 33 workers, and that is... I mean, that's, you know, taking... That's taking our production pretty much up to max over here, which is pretty good. I mean, we just need more workers just in general, to be honest. We just need a lot of workers. We need a lot of workers, and that is pretty darned important to consider. We just need a lot of workers. All right. Anyway, so that's gonna start work on getting some more fuel moved across from Krudinovsky, which is great. The next thing that we probably want to consider is maybe selling it a little bit, selling a little bit of it. I think what we should do is we should set up another we should set up another distribution office. I know. You set up 20,000 distribution offices an episode, Potato. But this time it's different, I'm telling you. This time it's different. Let's set up a small distribution office over here. And we'll build a nice, you know, a nice official dirt road. There we go. There we go. We'll get a nice official dirt road. And what we will do is we will actually buy a singular oil tanker for 34,000 rubles. Yeah, I know it's a lot of wonga. It's a lot of dosh, but it's worth it. And we're gonna set up a condition here. So load if storage percent is above 80. I'll say 70 just because this thing can take 105 tons, which is absolutely ludicrous. So if it's above 70%, then we will ship to the border, which of course doesn't seem like a reality at the moment. We've only got 234 tons out of 1,500. However, that being said, I suspect that there is going to be a pretty significant amount of fuel produced over the next wee while. And that's mostly because I think that I'm gonna set up more people. I think I'm gonna set up more people to be to work in Krudenovsky. I mean, to be honest, we could solve half this problem if I just, yeah, if I spent a little bit of money filling up some of the large houses that are already in the town. I was thinking about building another 21-story prefab flat, though, to be brutally honest. I really was considering that. What's going on? A hospital in Kolovskaysky is on fire. Thankfully, it's right next to the fire station. 2 citizens were killed. That's okay. That's okay. Injured citizens awaiting an ambulance. Bad news on that front. Very, very bad news on that front. Pretty sure that when there's a fire in the hospital, no ambulances are able to be dispatched. Don't quote me on that, but there we go. Anyway, I suspect that we probably do not have enough educated people. Yeah, we probably don't have enough educated people in Kolovskaysky. Yeah, so this is gonna be a reoccurring problem that I suspect that we will end up having, where the vast majority of our educated people, yeah, we have a lot of educated people in Turistovsky, but not a whole heck of a lot of educated people elsewhere. Let's see if we can relocate people actually with an education. Yeah, okay. Relocate about, I don't know, what was that? Maybe 30 people with an education are going to be reallocated to Kolovskaysky. Hopefully most of these people will end up working at the hospital. No guarantee that that actually happens. There's a large number of people that are waiting for treatment. 21 citizens unable to visit a hospital. 33 citizens unable to visit a hospital. 74 citizens unable to visit a hospital. So there's a pretty big healthcare backlog there. But if we get on top of that, then I do indeed hope we'll be just fine. Of course, my commitment to spend no cash in May has been absolutely dashed, and in fact, we've ended up spending rather a large amount of money in May, which has been pretty terrible, actually. Pretty terrible indeed, but you know, there's good news on the horizon as well. The good news on the horizon is that we're probably going to be able to start building our own prefab panels very, very soon indeed, which would be marvelous and a really good step in the right direction to becoming fully self-sufficient. The other thing that we just haven't considered thus far is exporting our power. And to be honest, it's probably something that we should be doing. I had a little look before this episode started, and there is a... What is this? No, there's not an export point over here, but there is a... Yeah, there is a transformer, or there's a power connection to the west here, which is perhaps an idea, and to be honest, there doesn't really seem to be a reason as to why we shouldn't do this. In fact, I think that there is a pretty compelling reason as to why we should do this. And there's, I guess, 2 primary compelling reasons as to why this would be a good idea. First of all, we can use a bespoke connection coming out the side of the power plant. Second of all, money. I need it. It's very important, as it turns out, to maintaining an economy. Oh, look, we can do that in one fell swoop. What is that? 110,000 rubles? The angle, I don't hate that, actually. I don't hate that at all. What about if I spend dollars? Let's spend dollars. You know what? Let's spend dollars on that. 138 out of about $170,000 is what we're going to spend. However, that being said, we're going to immediately be able to start exporting power. And we're going to see if we can try and max export. So 18 megawatts, we should be able to guarantee that pretty consistently. Slight problem, however. slight problem is that we don't really want to end up over committing the coal power plants. No. So 16 megawatts of export. I mean, even that might be pushing a little bit. Yeah, we may need to cool it on the export. But I think for now we're fine. That is, of course, going to drive up the use of coal. But I mean, that's an unavoidable eventuality. It's also going to push up dramatically the amount of pollution that we're going to be putting into the atmosphere at this coal power plant. Again, it's fine because money, right? You understand the concept. Money is very good, and we're already starting to see a whole bunch of dollars start to come in. Now, this is very, very good because at the moment, all of our construction resources are being imported using dollars. So, I mean, as much as I chat about rubles and, you know, how important they are, turns out that they're not actually important at all. The only thing that we need to care about with regards to rubles is our loans. We do have 8 million rubles in outstanding loans, which is a pretty big consideration. So it's important that we, you know, keep the rubles coming in through the door. But more importantly, almost certainly the dollars. We've got much less exposure in dollar loans. But as I say, we have those constructions that are pretty imperative, right? You know, we need to keep building. We need to keep building in order to become the greatest Soviet republic of them all. And the way that we're going to do that, ironically, is through the use of dollars. So there you go. Are we starting to work on the railroad? Holy cow, we actually are. Wowzers. We're making some pretty great progress here. Yeah, okay, well, this is great. I mean, I know that it's only the first section of many, but we are eventually going to finish that up, and it's gonna look great. Any progress on delivering workers? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. None at all. None at all. Ah, that's rather a shame. Means that we do still have some teething problems. Are they teething problems if they're still happening, you know, months after the service was originally introduced? Kind of, maybe. This is good though. I mean, on the whole, it's good. We just need more workers here. It is actually just that simple. We just need more workers. Yeah. But we are, at the moment, kind of limited. I say kind of limited. We're definitely limited by the fact that we don't have a dual track here. So getting that sorted immediately would be really excellent. And in fact, would be fantastic. Right. Hey, look at this. Dry bulk storage is actually 100% done, which is really great as well. I'm saying really great a lot, but that's fine. We need to turn on this cement plant. We're not going to turn on much production, but we are going to be using 100% locally produced gravel combined with 100% locally produced coal in order to make 100% locally produced cement, which is pretty fantastic. Then we're going to export that to 100% locally produced dry bulk storage. That's right, before making our very own prefabricated panels at the prefab panel factory. Now, we do have the Kolovskaysky bus stop number 3 here. However, at the moment it only supplies workers out of choice to the coal power plant. But let's get that turned on. Coal power plant is still going to be in receipt of the vast majority of the workers. However, we will now allocate the occasional worker to the cement plant. We'll allocate the occasional worker to the prefab panel factory. And that should be enough, I think. Yeah. Limit amount. We don't need to limit amount. I mean, it's going to be prefab panels anyway. Okay. So do we have enough workers at the Kolovskaysky coal power plant? Again, we got to be super careful that we don't end up accidentally completely destroying our power production infrastructure here. It does look like the cement plant is jumping into action, which is really, really great. And it looks like the prefab panel factory is also jumping into action. I mean, it's not exactly blisteringly quick. No, it's not blisteringly quick at all, but it is getting there. It is slowly but surely making a difference. So that's kind of good. That's very, very good, in fact. Kolovsky, nice. One worker without a job. Yeah, people with a university education. This is going to be a big old problem. This is going to be a big old problem. I feel like we should actually start construction of a university in Kolovsky, but I just don't feel like it's right, you know? This just doesn't feel right. Just doesn't feel right. This is a nightmare scenario, actually. What is happening? What is happening in Illuminov? What is happening in Illuminov? There are no teachers with a higher education. Where is everyone gone? What the actual heck? What the actual heck has happened here? Oh my god. The big houses. The big houses cannot actually access food. Oh my god. That's incredible. That's absolutely... I didn't even consider such an outrageous world. That's super bad. Okay, there we go. Now everyone can access food. Who'd have thunk it? But people actually need food to live, eh? I mean, that's pretty much what everyone's problem has been. Okay. Also, I'm completely out of dollars, which is kind of bad. 2.5 years. Our biggest dollar loan thus far. No, I can't bring myself to do it. I'm going to take a little bridging loan. $300,000 for 0.5 years. How can this go wrong? How can this go wrong? It can't. It actually cannot go wrong. Anyway, with that, we're gonna fill up the Illuminov houses again, just to make sure that everyone gets a fresh start, and will hopefully allow us to, yeah, as I say, start afresh, which is nice. Hopefully, the small shopping center will now be able to manage buildings without power supply. See, this is not good. This is not good. This tells me that we are putting too much of a... We're putting too much of a strain. We're putting too much of a strain on the Kolovsky coal power plant, which is solvable in two ways. One, we can increase the frequency of buses, right? We can increase the frequency of buses to deliver people to this bus stop here. But, I mean, as you probably just saw, I clicked on this bus. There's 4 workers. There's hardly any. There's hardly any workers actually here. The other way that we can solve this problem is by just straight up turning down the amount of power that we export, which I do not like doing at all, because I very confidently took out a little bridging loan, and, yeah, I thought things would be fine. And now apparently they're absolutely not. I mean, we don't have a single person in this coal power plant. That is absolutely terrible, actually. I mean, that is probably just about the worst case scenario for anything here. I'm going to suspend construction. I'm going to suspend construction of all of this garbage. None of this matters. Suspend construction, suspend construction. I think that we're taking workers. We're taking workers. Where is this? We're taking workers from where they need to be working, i.e. in the power plant, and putting them to work in other stupid places, like building conveyor belts and stuff for infrastructure, which is absolutely, you know, supplementary to requirements at this moment in time. Also, let's, there we go. We'll do something like that. It'll probably allow transit to be undertaken slightly faster. 11 workers. 11 workers are now available. Building is without a power supply. Of course it is, because we don't have anyone working here. And when this power plant goes down, by the way, when this power plant goes down, the entire country, The entire Republic is without power. Which means that the trains stop moving. They've started moving again. But that's pretty bad, actually. That's pretty bad. Yeah, I'll say that's not exactly great. We do need to find some way to fix that. People can't access culture. You can go to the cinema. People cannot find a kindergarten to send their children to. There is one right next door. And in fact, there is another one right over here. In fact, there are two. There are two kindergartens nearby. So that should hopefully fix that. If it doesn't, don't blame me. Okay, how many prefab panels are we producing? A couple of tons of prefab panels. It's slow going. It's slow going, and it's made especially slow by the fact that there is... What the heck? Why are we sending people... Why are we sending people to the... What? I just saw people go to the cement plant, but didn't go to the coal power plant. But apparently they did go to the coal power plant because we got employees at the coal power plant. Excellent. Okay. Well, that's great news. We're now making prefab panels. I'm sorry for ever doubting the video game. There we go. We've apparently got people that we need. Which is good. Okay, so in Illuminov, how are things going? As long as we maintain full occupancy of these houses, we should be just fine. The fire station is pretty important. Look at this. Look at this. We've actually moved a pretty significant number of resources over to the open storage, which means that things are now starting to get underway, which is very, very exciting indeed. There's no power supply over here, but there was never any power supply over here, so that's fine. And we can start work proper on this area here, which is tremendously exciting, very, very exciting indeed. However, there is more that we can do. Is without mechanical components. Yes, mechanical components should either be delivered or I need to sort out delivery. Either way, it's not a problem. Missing truck with open hull. Yeah, that is a pretty big deal, and we need to rectify that pretty much immediately. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those open hull trucks. Pretty crucial to delivering all of these materials to all of the construction sites. We're gonna get some road cranes. Let's get the T-138 crane. Let's get the Let's get this thing. Let's get 4 road cranes. Will that make much of a difference? I don't know. They might not even be used necessarily. But we'll just get a good selection of resources. Excavators, we've already got excavators. Concrete mixers, 1, 2, 3, 4 concrete mixers. And leaves us needing a source for workers. We'll get 4 buses, and we will assign workers, there we go, to come from here. Excellent. And I think that's everything. I think that's everything that we could possibly need at this early stage of the game anyway. Don't think that there's anything more complex at this moment in time. Mostly, building is without power supply. Do we need a power supply to make the heating plant actually work? This whole time, have you been telling me that we've not actually been pumping out heat? Wow, that sucks. That sucks. Big if true. Apparently, we do need a power supply before this building actually engages itself. All right, fair enough. We'll throw down a power supply over here. Not ecstatic about it, but I'll do it. I'll do it because it's necessary. Right. We'll ditch that there. This is very, very messy. I know. Please Please forgive the central planner that permitted this. That's okay. To make up for it, we're gonna use the cheapest power cable that we possibly can in order to try and win back some favor with the central committee. All right, there we go. Again, you know, I'm sticking true to my ambition to spend many more rubles than I originally predicted. Dollars, though, dollars are looking a little bit better. There we go. Look at that. The hidden plant is immediately jumping into action. It's the middle of summer, so probably just about the worst time to bring a heating plant of this nature online, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Not even slightly close to a big deal. It's absolutely fine. We have the gravel. We have the gravel. That's great. We're doing good here. We're doing good here. This area is, you know, it's going to take a little while before it's operating like a well-oiled machine. However, that being said, it's not far off it. It's not far off it. We're doing some pretty small road constructions, I think. Yeah, it'll probably be like all of these little roads here. So we need a little bit of gravel for there. Need a little bit of gravel for here. Yeah. So that's probably what's being undertaken at this moment in time. Workers. No one lives here. Yeah. Okay. So we probably just burn through all of the workers that we have in this vicinity. In order to fix that problem, let's see if I can do something like I don't know. Something like this. So what I basically want to do is connect up the main streets. Connect up the main streets somehow to this bus stop over here. There we go. And then we do some other infrastructures in the way. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. You don't want to connect up. You don't want to connect up here. It's deeply frustrating, I would say. I mean, that might just do it. To be honest, that might just do it. Yeah, that extends the range, and that takes in two of the big houses. Two of the big houses. Building is without power supply. It's got power. We have power here. We have power, and you know what that means? That means that we're missing power somewhere down the line. Unless there's a capacity problem. Is there really a capacity problem? I don't think there's a... yeah, I don't think there's a capacity problem here. There's a slight capacity problem, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Either way, I think that this fixes the problem a little bit, which is good. It means that we can actually start work on a whole bunch of the construction projects outside of town, which is real good indeed. I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see if these roads are able to finish building by themselves, or if we're gonna need to inject a little bit of extra help. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, this is excellent. Look at the speed of that. I mean, I know it's in double time speed, but it's pretty good. That's really good. I mean, I haven't even messed with this at all. It's just working straight up. Brilliant. Okay, so the gravel road is going to eventually be built, and we should be able to start work on the big train platform here, which is going to serve as one half of the transport infrastructure to get everyone over to Bolshoi Alamon. That's right, the famous town that is Bolshoi Alamon. It's such a incredibly bad name, but you know, there we are. That is what it is. People are unable to visit a pub/tavern. Oh, that's because the road wasn't built. Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad. Did I build a cinema here? Might not have built a cinema over here. Not even a small cinema? Okay, so nobody's able to experience culture. Everyone should be able to get to a pub now. which is very, very important. Highly, highly, highly important as things go. No cinema, however. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Let's see if we can plonk down a modded cinema. There we go. I will build that. 10,000 rubles. That's a steal. That's a bargain. That really is. There we go. And now everyone should be able to access a cinema. Wonderful. This building is still not connected up properly. That is truly a cursed road. Oh, we got a global event update. Very cool indeed. Hold on. I'll address it in just a second. I need to... Some other infrastructure's in the way. What other infrastructure is in the way? Pray tell. Is it important? Let's delete this. Let's delete this road here. I think that we can make this work. What other infrastructure is that? What's in the way? Oh, is it the path? It might. Oh yeah, the path wasn't actually linked up to the road, I don't think. What the heck? Okay, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. There's something freaky with that road. I don't quite understand what it is. It's not my job to care. It's just my job to report back to you know, the planning committee at the end of the day that everything is fine. And, you know, more than that, everything is great. Everything is great, comrade. Everything is wonderful. Nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. Anyway, connecting this road up means that we will now have a larger pool of workers. And also, this is probably a pretty good location for a couple of houses as well, just behind the school here. So that's pretty exciting. Everyone should be able to enjoy culture. Everyone should be able to get to the pub. Everyone should be able to get meat, get clothes, get pretty much everything that they need. And everyone should be able to get to work. That's already been shown by the fact that we're hopefully building a little bit of road. Building a little bit of road. We don't have many workers out here at the moment, but, you know, this is an area that we need to just sort of set off in the right direction, and it should just fix itself. Again, we have no power here. Buildings without power supply. This is going to become our big problem here. Yeah, this is going to become our biggest problem, in fact. Okay, max that out. We just do not have workers. We just do not have workers. Also, two things. Palace of Communism. There's a fire in the Palace of Communism. We have firefighters. Also, let me check out the epidemic situation report. Warning an increasing amount of sick citizens. For now, it seems that the infection is not affecting health of patients seriously. Seems that this disease is not very infectious and will not spread easily through the population. Okay, we expect a long duration. Yeah, there was one of those already, I think, in place. I don't know if it's technically ended, but there was definitely something like this that was already around. The fire is going to get put out. Shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. On the contrary, should be dealt with relatively swiftly. This is just a miserable existence, though. The fact that we continuously are having to deal with these labor issues in the coal power plant, big problem. Big problem. To rectify this, what I think that we need to do is get a few additional trucks. Not the word potato. A few additional buses. To do delivery of people between the bus stop and... Wait, there are only 2 buses? Really? There's only 2 buses that deliver to this bus stop here? These 2 vehicles? I mean, that is highly surprising. 4 buses it is. Alright, then. Yep. That means that we're hopefully going to have a little more consistency in the arrival times of these buses, and therefore, theoretically, meaning that we don't have any downtime. It's pretty important that we don't have any power downtime. Otherwise, you know, the trains quite literally stop moving. And then something like this happens. Look at that. When something like this happens, there is a colossal problem. What the heck is happening here? What the bleeding heck is happening here? Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, turns out it's not actually the trains that have stopped working. It's my brain that stopped working. There is a conflict here. Can't put the... Yeah. There we go. Okay, so we basically want the construction network to be on a completely independent route from the passenger delivery network. Yeah, there's 300 people waiting. There's 300 people waiting there. I am not surprised. I would not be surprised if that led to a great number of people being kicked out of the country. Yeah, not exactly ideal there, but you know, we got on top of it. Okay. Fire truck is called to the accounting office. Goodness gracious me. What a lively episode this has been for fire. There's been a lot of fires. There's been a tremendous amount of fires. But at least we're fixing it now. Okay. Good stuff. How's the profitability looking? Yeah. Okay. I mean, I have spent some money. I understand. I understand that I have done just that. But we're still losing. We're still losing cash. I did spend a lot on immigrant invitations. However, I think that that's all that we're going to need to do this month. And thinking more widely, more long-term, I think that that's all that we're really going to need to do long-term. Losing 15 grand in any given month is actually not good, as you can imagine. But it's also kind of pretty far from what I would consider a problem. In fact, it's actually completely fine. It's actually completely fine. But we do still need to make more money. You know what? Maybe we're gonna try and shoot for like a happy medium here. I think that we do need to find a way to export our power. 50% of power production is going to be devoted to export. 50% is going to be devoted to domestic consumption. It's a little bit of a risky proposition, because we want to obviously make sure that we always have power available for, you know, like coal processing and all of that sort of stuff that needs to happen in order to keep our economy going. However, that being said, as long as we fix the worker delivery problem, or the worker transport problem in Kolovskaysky, another fire? Really? At the heating plant. Well, to be honest, if there was ever going to be a fire anywhere, then I guess that's probably a pretty rational place for it to be. But you know what? I've been well on top of my fires over the course of this episode. Well on top of the fires. Literally snuffing them out before they can get out of hand. Anyway, the point that I was making, we fixed the worker transport problem, as I think that we have done, and we fixed the problem of having power cuts. I said that I fixed the worker supply problem. Yeah, I have fixed the worker supply problem. There we go. We might have a little bit of downtime there, but it'll be very, very slight. There we go. Good stuff. So it's not perfect. It's not ideal, but we're getting there. We maybe want to get a couple of additional immigrant invitations on the go, but as long as we're able to maintain at least some activity in Kolovskaysky, then I think that we'll be absolutely fine. The counter proposal perhaps to this is maybe we reduce the number of people that actually need to work in the mine. Yeah, we keep a cap on that, and therefore we are able to devote a couple more people to waiting at the bus stop, and therefore we're able to ship a couple more people across to the cement plant. Oh, look at that. We've actually managed to to fully utilize cement. Excellent. Let's take... Oh, the cement plant's already as low... on as few employees as it can possibly be. Meanwhile, the prefab panel factory probably needs a few more employees. There we go. Okay. That's probably a slightly better distribution. So we should be able to start making prefab panels slightly more consistently, which is excellent. And those prefab panels will be turned into things here and also maybe sold. Although I think selling prefab panels is one of the biggest wastes of money in the game. I don't think they go for very much at all, if I can recall. $39 a ton. Yeah, basically nothing. Basically nothing. Cement actually goes for more. Cement's actually $63 a ton. I mean, that's actually a pretty good point. We could sell cement. It wasn't previously possible to sell cement. But now that we've got the dry bulk storage here, I actually think that it's perhaps an idea to sell cement. And I tell you what, I think I actually have the 2 trucks that are capable of doing it. Yeah. So the SKD 706, I think, is one of the only trucks that can... It's not a concrete mixer. See, that's the thing. The concrete mixer transports concrete, crazily enough, right? It's a dry bulk tank that does cement transport. Okay, you know what? Let's do 8 of those. Let's do 8 of those. I'm hoping that given that they transport so little cement in each truck, we should be able to get away with having a large number of them. Anyway, let's get you to load cement. And then where do we want to sell? Where do we want to sell cement? I guess we can just sell at this border post over here. Right. Look at this truck. Copy. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay. Whether that will completely cripple our domestic cement production, or whether it is going to be a fantastic lifeline and source of cash, source of dollars, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Again, you know, we're trying to just turn our rubles into dollars because we're spending dollars on importing resources. For better or for worse, that's what we're doing. We could transition, by the way. We could transition into importing construction materials with rubles, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I think having a currency specifically dedicated to importing resources is actually kind of good, because it means that we can just use rubles entirely for the import of food, you know, in some of these small shopping centers, etc. But also it means that we can use rubles for, you know, just auto building buildings and buying vehicles and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm really, really happy with the fact that we're using dollars this time, pretty much exclusively to buy in our steel and whatnot at the border. So pretty happy with that. So yeah, we're exporting power now, which is great. It's the 5th of August, and we have shown that we can turn a profit. We can turn a profit. I tell you what, I like this tourism business. This is a fantastic addition to the game. It just means that in the early game, you're actually able to make money. You may not be able to make much money, but you're able to make money, and that's pretty important. That's a pretty darn good feeling, because it feels like you're getting somewhere. I like that. I like that a lot. Look at that, $12,000. I suspect that we're probably making a pretty large amount from power. Yeah, we're making a pretty significant amount from power exporting. But, you know, don't let that deceive you. We're still up a significant amount from tourists spending their cash in Disneyland offs, which is excellent. Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we're gonna wrap this episode. As I say, apologies for missing a week. If indeed you're interested in checking out the new stream schedule, come on over to the Twitch channel, give it a follow. It's completely free, no commitment whatsoever. Just give the Twitch channel a follow. Also, the Discord. The Discord is a fantastic place just to stay up to date with exactly what is going on in the world of me, which sounds very, very vain, but I assure you, you could probably get some utility from joining the Discord and, you know, and finding out when I go live on Twitch and finding out when new videos are dropped on the YouTube and whatnot. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you ever so much for all the support over on the Patreon page, patreon.com/ShuttleBusPotato. Thanks to Banana Nana, C Senpai, and Aurelio for being the 3 $25 plus tier patrons. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.